Good after morning. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, which you all probably know. And this is not, no, okay, that's the wrong hand. This one is not the Ice Cream Upload studio. That is a side
Harry
room.
Potter's cupboard.
It is Harry Potter's cupboard in the Jelly Media offices. How's things, babe? I'll read.
I've been in better places, if we're being honest, Graham. I've streamed from better locations.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, we do have a beautiful central studio, and not only is it beautiful, but right now, we're not showing you guys. We're just giving you blurry teaser images and stuff, but it looks fucking amazing.
It does.
However, it's not finished. All of the cameras and the audios and the PCs and the stuffs are not plumbed in yet, so Bibby is in a side room. Although that thing over your shoulder, Bib, like just there, the PUBG-ish thing. Go on, grab that and bring that close to the camera, because that is probably my favourite background prop. It's not even a prop; it's something that we made. So if you're a PUBG fan, then this thing is fucking badass. So
stay frosty, yeah.
Stay frosty, yeah?
No, yes.
No, yes. Thank you very much for 5 months in a row, Next Gen Boost. 9 months in total. Our Twitch, baby, let's go. But we were just talking about this. So that is PUBG artwork that we made. So when PUBG was doing big events, they did the PUBG London Classic, and we did the social media campaign for that. So we did, like, we basically, rather than just doing video games and PUBG stuff, as you would usually, there's a guy in a level 3 helmet or something like that, we decided to do crossovers. So that is cinema. I'm in the way. Go to the other side of you. Other side of you.
Oh.
That side. Yay! So that is like E.T. Spin-off of PUBG, a Kill Bill spin-off of PUBG, a 28 Days Later spin-off of PUBG, and more. So yeah, it looks fucking badass, mate. It's badass.
Definitely saw a massive bit of arse there as well.
Butt talks. So yeah, we did that. We made those posters for the social media campaign, and we got it put into a PUBG. Do you know what? I've got an image of it saved. I'm going to tweet that out after the show a little bit later on. So do feel free to join us on social media to see a little bit more of that. JMK says, what about the poster on the wall? What is it? Well, that one above me is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which was a game that we did all the social media campaign for. So we worked on that one. Below it, I can't see because I'm in the way. I think it's Bomberman, right? If I remember correctly.
Correct.
Super Bomberman R, another game that we did the social media campaign for. And then there behind Bib on the shelf is like some merchy bits, some Metal Gear, some Pez stuff and things like that. So, there you go. And Next Gen Base says, I spy the Solid Snake Nendoroid. Good eyes. Exactly, mate. He knows what he's talking about. Anyway, welcome in. If you don't know who we are, let me give you the update. My name is Graham. This is Bib, and he's not in Bibby's home. Contrary to popular belief on the screen, he's actually, we'll call it the ICU studio. He's above the ICU studio. That's in the Jelly Media offices, rather than within the Jelly and Ice Cream studio. He's upstairs in a side room today. But yes, we are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. We are here for the next hour or so to talk to you about the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, and we want to hear your thoughts and impressions too. Then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how the whole show works, though. Do feel free to get involved, because we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's 12:15, so it's not too bad. It's been worse. A lot worse very recently. So yeah, we do go live at 10 a.m. ish, but the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So there's lots of places where people do watch and listen on demand. So please do feel free to get involved on behalf of all those people. Before we jump into the show, I want to give you 2 quick reminders. The first one is !loot drop. Subscribers get prizes. Obviously, still a few weeks, a couple of weeks, I think it is ish, 2.5 weeks ish left until that is drawn again. But on the first Monday of every month, we give one subscriber to the channel on Twitch a prize. Someone picked at random wins a prize. Last month, it was Mr. Tassim Anvia who bagged himself one of these ICU blackout baseball caps. The month before, it was the 40-year-old Nerd King, aka Old Ball Steve, who bagged the same. Nice. This month, who knows? As well as that, speaking about this month, not today, But next week, we will be live over on twitch.tv/official insert coin, probably mid-afternoon. So during your workday, we will probably be live on twitch.tv/official insert coin. We are part of the insert coin army. I'm actually wearing an insert coin jacket today. I wasn't planning to wear it just for this spiel. I like it because it's usually hung up behind me there. And I thought, do you know what, fuck it, it's going on today. So yes, do feel free to join us on official insert coin next Wednesday whilst you're working, and we can play games with you. Fun times there. Nice. Oh, actually, one more thing. I don't actually know what the message says. I didn't plan to say this, but I'm going to say it now. Exclamation mark Elgato. Our stream setups are powered by numerous Elgato products, green screens, stream decks, capture equipment, key lights, mics, and more. I want to shout out to Elgato because I am using the Elgato low-profile mic mount now in my home setup. You may have seen from the pictures last week, we have some for our studio setups. Me and Bib have also been given one by Elgato for our home setups too. So shout out to Elgato for this. Nice. Yeah. So if I move my mic around now, you shouldn't get the stuff that you usually get, and that's just me. That's not even the mic. So there you go. Nice. How's the studio looking, Bib? Without giving any spoilers away.
A lot better than this room. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. I can keep on saying that it probably is the best space on Twitch, and probably arguably better than most YouTubers' setups when it comes to a studio. Not in terms of a streamer setup, in terms of what a studio looks like. Arguably, I think ours is better than Jinx, but I think it's just a tiny step below something like the True Geordies. So yeah, it's amazing.
For now.
For now.
I mean, True Jedi, we're coming for you. We'll take you down. You're going downtown. Shut up, you wooden old door. It's a bit harsh. You was only talking about the studios. Oh, you mean me? Okay. Soph, hey, good morning. How are we doing? Good after morning, actually. It's 18 minutes past 12. Good after morning. How are we doing? Welcome in. Thank you very much for the retweets as well. For anyone that does want to help support, whenever you see us going live with any of the Scoop or any of the other content, do feel free to drop a like and a retweet on any of the platforms. Obviously, you can't retweet on Instagram, but you know what I mean. Do feel free to go and interact with our posts, just like Soph did. Yeah. Let me jump back to the chat. Doctor is in. The Doctor is in. Good morning, Doctor. How are we doing? It's been a little while. JMK's in with a morning-ish all. Chappers is in, and he says, your clickbaiting worked. Saw Twitter, and even though I know it's not going to be exactly that, I still want to know how EA Sports admitted to terrible servers. Bibby's drawing you in there, to be fair. That's 100% Bib. We call it click Bib. That's what we call it internally. We don't, but that's what we're going to call it now, click Bib. Timeless, good after morning. The sacrifice will be worth it, Bibbit. What, the click bib or the studio?
Yeah.
It's almost like the old CBBC broom cupboard, if you're old enough to remember. Oh, wow, back in the day. Imagine someone just sat. Like, yeah, that's like when TV used to be more simple than both mine and Bibby's home setups. That was all of CBBC. Yikes. No, the one on the wall with Bibby. Which one? Do you mean like that on that wall there? So there's the top one, which is Castlevania Lord Shadow 2, and then the one below it, obviously over on Bibby's side, is Super Bomberman. Is that the one you mean? Last day of being 35, lads. Officially past my mid-30s. I mean, 36 is where it's at, though, to be fair. Oh, I'm 36 as well, so I didn't even know.
At 36, you could definitely still get a contract in the MLS, so don't worry about it, mate.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful. All I remember is being absolutely kicked in the balls by Steve Merritt when I turned 29 or whatever it was, 28, 29 or something like that. And he was like, happy birthday. By the way, this is the age where you would start to looking at releasing yourself in a Master League save. And I was like, I would.
Right in the fields.
Yeah, fucking 28, you start to drop off. So it's like, I can keep him for 2 to 4 years, but he needs to be gone by 2 to 4 years. So yeah, I would be full on. Yeah. Anyway, no way. I've got one season left as a goalkeeper in Master League, being 36 years old. So yeah, I feel it. I feel it. But happy birthday for the for the inevitable impending doom and dread and backache. Let's go. Studio looks a bit shit. Will you stop wearing curved peaks? No, Bibby gets it. Bibby knows. Someone did write something about curved peaks as well somewhere. Was it Chappers? I've lost it. Curved peak W. There we go. It was just below it. So there, Bibby knows. He says he's a flat peak guy, but there's 100% curved peak coverage on this stream right now. So
listen, if Manny and Toby are sending me stuff, I can't really argue about what it is that they're going to be sending me. Do you know what I mean? I say, take it back, Manny. Give me a flat peak one. And he's like, I got it. I was like, all right, okay, no worries. I'll just take the curved one then.
I almost destroyed my room then, just trying to match my hat to yours. I reached up, grabbed my Ill Vision hat, and nearly sent Spider-Man and Kylo Ren flying. Gaming Nacho sticker went down for a second. Nobody tell Nacho, this is fine.
I've just seen it on the preview. That is fantastic.
It's fine. Nobody knows. Okay, great, nice. Exclamation mark Bibby! Exclamation mark Bobby! Feck off autocorrect. Type Bibby, not Bobby. Yeah, get them right. Soph redeem posture check. Sorry, Soph. I will. I'll sort that out. Yeah, sorry, love. Thing is, with this new mic as well, it's fully adjustable, so I can like full on mic arm, should I say? I can full on yeet my arm up a little bit higher as well, and which I did think about earlier on. If I make it higher, then I kind of need to sit up to speak into it. If not, I miss it. So like if I don't sit up now to speak into this microphone, I'm like below it. You can't see me. So I need to be sat up. So there you go. There you go. Nice. 41 is the new 30. Now keep the noise down, young'uns. Okay, T-Dad.
Okay, Dad.
We'll change his name.
Get old ball.
T-Dad. That's it. So what does does that mean I as I'm 30, I'm really 21? Exactly. That's what it is. Easy. There you go. Easy. 36 the age, you only get 1 year contracts. It depends on what sport we're playing, to be fair. I mean, there's probably some sports like some sort of Olympic archery where you get 48 is the prime or something like that. I'm not even in the prime of Lyme yet, so yeah, exactly. But curling,
Crown green bowls.
No, that's. I think we're all spring chickens for that one. That the prime age for Crown Green bowling is like 72 or something like that. We've all got a long old way to go. Do you know? I'll be happy if I make it to the prime age for Crown Green bowling. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's jump into some news. So if you are new here, if you haven't been in for the scoop, we do bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. Today we have a few stories. We got 5 in total for you today. We're kicking off with the double header of EA news. So a new EA patent is designed to make its servers more reliable. The method will use player connections to continually test the performance of live servers, aka EA realize that their servers are terrible. So they're fixing that shit. There you go, chappers. There you go. That's the clickbait for you. After that, sticking with EA, you may remember last summer and the summer before, we've watched the last 2 EA Player Live conferences, watch-alongs. We've done watch-alongs for them anyway. That event is not happening in 2022. It was announced yesterday and shared in our Discord by none other than Timeless Soul himself. He's only been back home for like 3 minutes and he's already ploughing the Discord full of news for the scoop, which is beautiful. Thank you very much, Timeless, for that. So yeah, there is no EA Player Live 2022. We'll give you the details of that. Then jumping into his name is Dr. Disrespect, you get it. Dr. Disrespect. Let me start again. A Dr. Disrespect backed game developer is selling early access NFTs, which you can then sell or trade on to others. So the doc, yes. NFTs, no. So we will look into that. That's one that's a little bit divisive for me. I haven't read this because I wanted to develop my thoughts on that on stream. But obviously we got that article shared like 48 hours ago, or just after the scoopish kind of thing on Tuesday, was it? Or was it yesterday? No, it was yesterday. It just feels like it was a long old time. So yeah, I have seen the article's headline. I haven't been through it, so I'm looking forward to jumping through that one. Then we jump into the fact that Elden Ring is massive. And then we will have a look at free games coming to Xbox Game Pass. Free being air quotes, exclamation mark Game Pass in the chat. All right, babe. Do you want to get yourself a brew, love?
Mate, I am flagging here big time. You're gonna get a bib at 100% today. I can guarantee it.
Okay, well, do you know what? I'm going to wake you up. I'm going to excite you because I'm going to give you some news about servers. Nice, nice. Chris Scullion, Bibby off screen. Look, there he is. Look, we've killed him. Chris Scullion at VGC has the headline story. It says, a new EA patent is designed to make its servers more reliable. The method would use player connections to continually test the performance of live servers. So Electronic Arts has successfully registered a patent that could lead to more reliable online servers in its games. Server problems are one of the most common complaints among online players, and EA's titles such as FIFA and Battlefield are not immune to such issues. The patent, which is titled Modeling Request Sequences in Online Connected Video Games. Nice, just rolls off the tongue. That super easy name. I mean, you could call it Steve, but instead we called it Modeling Request Sequences in Online Connected Video Games. And why do I keep saying sentences? Anyway, it was applied for in 2020, but it was only recently granted. It describes a new way of testing the reliability and performance of an online server by analyzing player connections in real time. According to the patent, the process involves creating a recurrent neural network that is trained based on requests sent from the player to the server. As one or more players connect to the server and continue to send data requests to it, the neural network will also receive these requests and study how reliable the server was at communicating with the player's device when carrying them out. As the process runs, a number of sample requests will be collected, and some of these are then run through a test generator, which is used to test the probability that the server will successfully fulfill them. In this way, EA should be able to run tests on servers while they're still live, which would theoretically enable it to identify which ones aren't performing at their best before they get worse. This may lead to fewer server outages. EA announced last year that it was sharing 5 of its previously protected patents that improve accessibility for players, and in a statement on the official EA site, the publisher announced the patent pledge that lets any other game developer use 5 of its patents, with potentially more to follow, without having to pay any money or risk being sued. The reason I went over those bits at the end of the article there is because I love the idea of trying to improve your server coverage, trying to reduce your server outage, trying to make servers more reliable, therefore increasing the quality of the experiences for the end user. Love that. I'm here all day for that. But patenting those technologies, I always think, surely that's just an access thing. That's not anything specific to your game. It doesn't need a patent on that. But maybe they'll loosen it up. They've done that with their accessibility stuff. So accessibility for players that may have hearing difficulties, motor difficulties, visual difficulties, whatever. Opening those patents up is cool, but opening patents for server access is kind of the same thing for everyone, right? But anyway, EA has a new system. Finally, because their servers are terrible, according to Bib. What are your thoughts?
I mean, obviously, it is just like a little bit street title, shall we say?
I mean,
it's
we got chappers in, so goddamn right.
No, it worked. But I mean, I don't think it's any kind of, if you've been around FIFA, or you know someone who plays FIFA, or you've got Twitter and have people who you follow that do content creation or something like that. I don't know, but I don't think it's any secret that the servers over there haven't been the greatest. I don't necessarily think that they are the worst. I don't think they are bad at all. I don't really play Foot Champs though, and that's where I think it falls down. I think they have thousands of people trying to log on at the same time to try and play each other, and I think it just kind of overloads a little bit. So, yeah, that's where the terrible comes in. I mean, it is embellishing it quite a lot, but I'm going to use it.
I am absolutely butchering the title, trying to get it to fit. There we go. I had the full title from the article that said the new EA patent is designed to make the servers more reliable, and then just cut out bits and bits and bits to the point where now it says a new EA patent could make servers better. There we go. Nice. So yeah, sorry, I was full on tasking, and I can't multitask it. Give me a TLDR of your sentence then, babe. It's good. Nice.
Yeah. Servers are bad. They're trying to make it better. I've embellished the truth.
How dare you? How dare you? I mean, Chapper says it did work, so, embellish away. Let's do that all the time. Nice. Let's jump back through the chat first quickly then. I see Chaos did drop in. Good afternoon, you sexy gentleman. All right, Treacle. How you doing, love? How you doing, love? Good after morning, Jenks from Gagad.
Nearly
and then
2 years, and all I've achieved is just getting click-bibbied.
Nearly 2 years, and all I've achieved is just getting click-bibbied, says Chappers with a 21-month baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chappers. Appreciate that. Also, the click-bibby. Nice. Same
Good
old,
stuff.
same shit, different day. You know how it is, this chaos. Oh, goddamn right. Yeah, there's not really much to say this. This is just kind of an FYI, right? The fact that EA are looking at how they can improve that. It could be something that leads to something further down the road, but for right now, it's just going to be a data scrape, really. I think the fact that it's going to be looking at your incoming data, looking at outgoing data, seeing how that ties up with the server, and then going, yeah, that's all right, or no, that's not all right, and then if it is all right, jobs are good, and if it's not all right, then they can look at how they can improve that. So it might lead to more stability going forward, but for now, I don't think. I mean, this shouldn't. I'm probably wouldn't impact anything for users right now. It just might make systems a little bit more stable going forward. So it's good to see. It's good to see. I am very much in favour of more investigation into technology for multiplayer games where you are doing those PvP connections. I mean, not all of them are PvP. I do believe FIFA has some sort of amalgamation of PvP and dedicated servers, but I don't exactly know how. Some people go, it's PvP, mate. Some people go, yeah, it's dedicated servers, mate. And it's like, I don't actually know exactly how it runs. Whatever way it runs, it needs two people with connections to jump in together. And I know even today, even yesterday, actually, I saw people talking about FIFA having the issue where if you're winning against someone, you concede a penalty or something and ditch the game, you can still get a draw without being penalised or something like that, even though you're just about to concede. Those sorts of issues, having smarter systems that read data going in and out of servers will probably mean that systems around that stuff can be more agile and react to that sort of stuff. So I am very much in favour of advances there. Yes, please.
I mean, is this technically the first time that they have admitted that their servers aren't up to scratch and they're looking to reinvest?
I would say yes and no. I would say no. I don't think they would go to the point where they would admit that the servers aren't up to scratch. I think they will always hit we'd always like to improve. We'd always like to do the better, and I think they've probably thrown that out before. So, yeah, I would say they would argue, no, we haven't said that they aren't up to scratch. We just think that we could always be better. Everyone could. There's always space for improvement. So in that case, it's probably not the first time they've done this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the last either, because there is always room to improve. Servers do improve. Technology does improve. That's the reason why we're not using the same systems that we were using on PS2s right now. So yeah, it just makes common sense to upgrade as you go. So for them to do that, nice. If they find that they have some wonderful proprietary technology or invention that makes things better, hitting that behind a patent is not something that I'm particularly thrilled about, because I don't feel like patenting systems and networks is good. Patenting content and how people access that is fine. I mean, I'd rather you didn't, but I understand. Obviously, you got to make bank. But systems and stuff like that it's just part of the course. And the video games industry has been developed with that GDC mindset of, we're developers and we have conferences to share our findings and our learnings and our understandings and our pushing the genre forward more than other industries. Obviously, there is still competitive natures within there. Businesses, brands do want to hold some cards close to the chest so that they have a competitive advantage, but in the same environment where Epic is just going, here's a lobby system that you can use. Here's a multiplayer system. Here's a cross-platform system. Use the meta-human system to create your own characters to put straight into the games. Yeah, I have all of that for free. Obviously, they want you in their ecosystem, but you can see why it's kind of there. So, yeah, nice one a year. But share it about, please. Nice. Soph is still here. She's just lurking. It's fine. Take a seat. Just like Chaos has done, right at the back of the ice cream van. Nice. Next up then, sticking with EA then, we're probably not going to hear about that patent stuff at EA Play Live. And the main reason for that is because there isn't going to be an EA Play Live. So we're probably not going to hear about anything. Tom Ivan at VGC has this one. It says, Electronic Arts isn't hosting its traditional EA Play Live event in 2022. Quote, this year, things aren't lining up to show you everything on one date. End quote. So Electronic Arts has confirmed it won't be holding its traditional EA Play Live event in 2022. Rather than host a major product showcase event this summer, the company looks set to spread its games reveals throughout the year. An EA spokesperson told IGN, quote, we love EA Play Live as it's our way of connecting with our players and sharing what's new with all of you. However, this year, things aren't lining up to show you everything on one day. We have exciting things happening at our world-class studios, and this year we'll reveal much more about these projects when the time is right for each of them. We look forward to spending time with you throughout the year. Last year's EA Play Live, which took place in July, was used to show off titles including Battlefield 2042, when it still looked badass, and Apex Legends. It didn't say that about badass, by the way. That was me throwing that in. That's when it looked good. Now, not so much. And to announce the recently released Grid Legends and the upcoming Dead Space remake. Other high-profile EA games in the works include FIFA 23, Dragon Age 4, Mass Effect 4, and a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel. From 2016 to 2020, EA Play was held in conjunction with June's E3 event. E3 has cancelled this year's physical show. Do you know what? We don't need to go about E3. We've covered that sort of stuff. What we can talk about now, though, is the fact that there is no EA Play Live event in 2022. EA says that things aren't lining up to show you everything on one day. My question for you, Bib, is that just a case of, okay, that's fine. Do you know what? We've got multiple games ongoing. Different games being released at different times of the year don't necessarily all have content that's due to be shared on one specific date. Could there be an element then in this of, it's not just that. We've already had a conversation. It was either Monday this week or it was Friday last week, where there are so many events now. We have E3. We have Gamescom. We have Summer Games Fest, and now Xbox are doing their own showcase. Is it easier for EA Play to just go, do you know what? Let's just we're already in bed with with Xbox with EA Play as the playing format on consoles. Let's just put some stuff in their show. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, because I feel like during the pandemic and people had to make their own conferences, I feel like EA Play did theirs really well. So why would they want to then put their show into something else when they've done well enough themselves? I'm not too sure. Them saying they haven't got enough to be able to show makes me feel like they can't make a song and a dance about something, and it may only have been 2 games that they would have been willing to show off rather than them wanting to show 6 off. But I just don't think they're willing to host something and set an unreal expectation. I am very aware of how loud my voice is in this room, by the way, so I'm trying not to disturb the rest of the office.
So
as I'm talking through this. It's so echoey, I can hear it over the headset. So I apologise to the rest of the Jelly Media gang. But yeah, I don't know. It's a shame, really, because again, for the last 2 years they've done really well with the EA Play stuff, and I'm a bit sad to see it disappear. I wouldn't want to see it incorporated in anything else, because I feel like their show being an hour long historically, then having to get it cut down to fit into somebody else's show, that doesn't work for me. I mean, it might do if they've only got 2 games to show off, but I don't believe they have only got 2 games to show off. I just think that they just don't want to do it, is my honest opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think there is a little bit of like the other in there, though, in the fact that I think if you look at the games that they're talking about, obviously we've got, where was the list? FIFA 23, end of the year, kind of September time, probably. Mass Effect and Dragon Age are non-time specific, and with the world that we've been in, wouldn't be surprised if they're due to have delays anyway. Everything has been having delays. So they could be out next year, which means they might not have anything to show this year. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel, well, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order went from just a title to a full video game in about 18 months, so we could see something for that on this. However, it did release a little bit buggy last time, and they want to build on that. So that could be end of the year / next year. So it could be a case of their games that are due to be coming out are end of the year, so they don't really have anything to talk about now. Why do an event where we start doing do you know what? It's 25 months until the next game comes out because people just get fatigue. Like Cyberpunk is the example we tend to go to because that was pretty recent. People got Cyberpunk fatigue after so many Night City Wire events. Great broadcasts, great production, great hosts, but it was just like, okay, just give us the game. So it might be a little bit of that. But on the flip side, that also means that, okay, PlayStation will have some form of state of play or even a PSX if they go bigger and have a PlayStation Showcase or a PlayStation Experience. I don't envisage a PlayStation Experience. For those that don't know what that is, that's PlayStation having a broadcast but based around a real life event where they have stage panels. In the past, they've had it with the Last of Us cast coming up on the stage and things like that. I don't see a PSX yet. I don't think PlayStation's in the place where they're looking to do PSXs yet. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got a big summer showcase. And then it's a case of, okay, do we see FIFA 23 in PlayStation's Summer Showcase? Xbox is clearly going to have a lot in their showcase. I mean, they own Call of Duty now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of Call of Duty stuff in there. There will probably be Call of Duty in PlayStation because exclusivity that's already in place and so on. But then Xbox have all of the Bethesda stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if PlayStation are willing to throw out a big bit of cash to get some big EA stuff there. So EA don't really have everything lined up to go out on the same one-day show that they've said previously, and someone else is willing to spend a big chunk of cash. It just kind of marries up nicely for them to do that. Plus, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, that might be delayed. We might see that until next year. We might get that at the end of this year. We don't know just yet. But when that did come out, that wasn't an Xbox-only title, but it was so closely aligned to Xbox. All of the bus wraps, all of the bus stops, all of the social media advertising, the Twitch pre-roll adverts and stuff, they were all zoom, the Xbox logo start and finish kind of thing that people thought for a lot of people thought for a bit of time that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was an Xbox exclusive title. It wasn't. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see them taking that relationship again, because Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out on Xbox at a time when Xbox wasn't as close as it is in the console race now to PlayStation, and did very well. I wouldn't be surprised if EA and Xbox are both going, do you want to do a little bit more of that? Should we do more of that? Because it worked for us and it worked for you, so we could do more of that. So EA could be sat there going, do you know what? We don't need an EA play because let's stick Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in the Xbox conference in June. We'll stick FIFA in the PlayStation conference in July or whenever that's going to be. And then other bits we can just wrap up in Opening Night Live and Summer Games Fest. Nice. So, yeah. I'm disappointed to not see a conference because, you know, give me all of the top video game conferences, but I'm not that bothered as long as we just get solid updates. I would rather, and we've said this before, I would rather a conference not happen than just happen to fill space. And the ones that happen to fill spaces, you feel like, well, that was shit. And when you sat there, and we've all just sat here in Twitch chat. We've done watch-alongs. It's been live on Twitch's front page. Loads of different people watched it, and it was just a bit like, huh? What's that about? So I'd rather them not bother. So if that's the case, if they don't feel they have the content to justify another, I know he's Greg Miller, but Greg James rocking up from Kind of Funny Games. It's Greg Miller. But you can't justify getting him in a studio in LA and other people looping in from offices and stuff around the world. Like in the past, we've seen Freeman, aka the Battlefield community manager from, I think it's Sweden he's based, looping into video content. We've seen Joseph Fares from Hazelight when they were talking about It Takes Two and stuff like that, looping them in. There's a lot of effort that goes into bringing these games. Greg James, you mean Greg Miller? Please tell me you didn't miss me saying Greg Miller twice there, Ben. Because if you didn't, if you did,
it's a long-standing running joke.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, if you did see it, then that's the joke. There you go. Matching hats that aren't even ICU curve peaks. To be fair, I did have my ICU curve peak on, but then Bibby started talking about his hat that he got from Toby and Manny, so I did the same thing. I swapped it over. But I can't even remember. You've derailed me now. I'm okay. I'm kind of lurking and heard Greg James. I should pay more attention. Yeah, no, I have called Greg Miller Greg James in the past, but this time I've done it twice. I think by accident. I've called Greg Miller Greg James twice. So now I lean into it by calling Greg Miller Greg James on purpose. Although this time I did preface it by he's called Greg Miller, but I'm going to call him Greg James. But he's really Greg Miller. And then you went, did you mean Greg Miller? I was like, oh, yeah. Nice. Anyway, we're all in the same room. Nice. So EA Play isn't happening. Boo. But the EA content is still coming. Yay. Does that really matter? No. Will we still keep you updated? Goddamn rights. So if you want to watch any of that content, do feel free to, drop a follow on the channel. Also, whilst I'm talking to him, and he did try to rip me, but didn't succeed. Do you know what? His banter on that particular moment wasn't up to scratch, but his content always is. Do click on Next Gen Base's name, by the way, because if there is any live watch-along content that we aren't watching, you can guarantee that Next Gen Base will also be watching it as well. So do feel free to click on those because the summer is fast approaching, and Next Gen Base did get involved with us last summer when it came to covering more content. I imagine there's a bit of scope for us to be doing a lot more. Maybe us guesting on their channels as well at some point this summer. So do feel free to check out Next Gen Base. Nice. Wore my ICU hat all yesterday. I love it. Goddamn right you did. It's good, isn't it? It is. Genuinely can't say it enough and don't want to because it's our hat and people will be like, well, you're clearly pushing your own shit. But genuinely love this hat. Genuinely. We got it made up as a bit of a punt to see, do you know what? Maybe we can get some hats for ourselves. It might work out okay. And they turned out to be fucking badass. So yeah, I love the ICU hats. But it's our brand and we made it. So take that with a pinch, whatever. Having this stream on at the same time as playing a game that has Japanese voice track and subtitles is certainly a thing. Yeah, fun times.
I think I know what game that is.
What do you think it is, Bib?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I mean, me saying it, he's never gonna. He don't have to confirm it, does he?
Yeah, you can have a guess. What do you think he's playing?
Ghostwire.
Ooh, Japanese game, Japanese soundtrack, subtitles, Ghostwire Tokyo. Could be. To be fair, the only way you can find out what Next Gen Base is playing is to go and follow Next Gen Base, particularly on YouTube, because if they are indeed playing that game, then you will see it when they do video reviews. If they're not, you will see exactly what it is anyway. So you will get a follow. You'll get to know by dropping a follow. There we go. I don't wear hats out the house ever. Wore it everywhere. Quality hats. Yeah, you get me. See, I'm not a hat person generally. I wear a shitload of hats when I'm on stream, but that's because I'm in the house. If I'm going out of the house, unless it's like a sweatpants and a hoodie day, I usually do my hair. So yeah, but I've started wearing a shitload more hats since we got that. So there you go. Wearing mine right now in my dressing gown. That's just because you're a badass timeless, though. To be fair, like $1 million man. Time DiBiase. There we go. Timeless. Yeah, do you know, there's probably a better pun in there, but I'll let you guys figure it out. For now, though, I will jump into the next news article. As this one features someone that I admire very, very much, and no, it's not Bibby. It is Dr. Disrespect, but it features something that I despise very, very much. Tom Phillips at Eurogamer has this article, and it says, Dr. Disrespect-backed game developer selling early access NFTs, which you can then sell or trade on to others. Midnight Society, the new AAA game developer backed by controversial streamer Dr. Disrespect, aka Guy Beam, has detailed how its early access plans involve owning Founders Pass NFTs. So a blog post by Midnight Society's Robert Bowling, former community manager of Call of Duty studio Infinity Ward. By the way, I want to stop there for a second. That's another person that I have massive respect for. Robert Bowling, aka 402, the one that made basically Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 GGs. Anyway, he explained that the studio wanted to invite its Day Zero community, which are already a part of the studio's Discord, to become paid up early access members. These members will pay $50 or the equivalent in planet-burning Ethereum cryptocurrency. Nice. For a Founders Pass NFT, which grants membership benefits plus a unique procedurally generated Visor Cortex helmet design. The pass and the associated benefits can then be sold or traded to others down the line. As we focus on building the best new PvP multiplayer first-person shooter, we're looking to leverage the collective strength of our Day Zero community to go hands-on done during crucial early development milestones of the project, Bowling wrote. This means building an infrastructure that allows the active participants of our community to experience environments, weapons, movement, and other core tenets of the gameplay at a stage where their feedback, input, and guidance can be incorporated. A big ticking countdown clock shows there are just over 7 days left to apply for an early Founders Pass. Yes, you can't just buy one, you have to be granted the ability to buy one. Midnight Society will grant 10,000 potential applicants the right to purchase a pass using a points-based system, with first dibs for popular content creators or engaged community members. Quote, approval is based on a detailed scoring system which helps us identify our most dedicated long-term community members who are active members of the gaming community in various ways, as a player, as an athlete, as a developer, and or as a content creator, Midnight Society explained. A Founders Pass gets you a one-of-a-kind Midnight Society call sign and visor cortex that you own. Early access to game builds, in-game guilds, and merchandise, including future Visor Cortex drops, plus voting rights on game features and access to studio events. While this states that Visor Cortex designs are yours to trade, a later FAQ answer on whether you can commercialize your design had this to say. Quote, all Midnight Society characters and variant designs are intellectual property owned by Midnight Society. As such, access path holders cannot sell or commercialize Midnight Society characters or designs in any way. On the environmental impact of NFTs, the studio said this, though did not comment on its use of Ethereum. We are specifically using infrastructure, in brackets Polygon, that has a sliver of the environmental impact as traditional NFTs. The carbon impact of claiming founders access is equivalent to sending 2.5 emails. Some fans are unhappy. YouTuber Geeky Pastimes, which has created content around Midnight Society in the past, suggested the inclusion of a $50 membership you can trade as an NFT would create the opposite of a community, a gold rush. There's also the matter of the game's use of NFTs blocking its release via Steam, which does not allow NFT games. And last week, Beam announced he was moving on from his long-running league. Oh, do you know, we've seen the Twitch stuff. So there you go. Lots to stew over. Midnight Society, the studio founded and backed by Dr. Disrespect 402, Robert Bowling, and a few others. I can't remember who were involved in it now. Leading figures within the games industry. They are making a AAA first-person shooter, and part of that funding process is early access to community members, and those community members are paying community members. So is that really a community? Anyway, that then grants NFTs, which can then be traded further down the line. Not customize, not anything that you can commercialize yourself. You can sell it on, but it's still always owned by Midnight Side, which is confusing as fuck. But anyway, lots to unpick there. What are your thoughts, Bib?
I'm going to try and put this as simply as possible, which isn't very difficult today because I feel like I've got one little bit of brain matter in there or whatever. But
I mean, Gaga did say go to bed, Bibby, about 15 minutes ago. So.
It sounds like you're playing for a game in early access, which has been around forever. This isn't new. Is it the fact that you're getting something like an NFT for free because you're paying the £50 for early access to a game? I imagine you're going to get the game when it releases because you're paying that as well. This, as much as it's a very clickbaity story and something that I was actually going to put as the lead story today, but I couldn't quite get it into a title. It does feel very clickbaity because for me, if there was no mention of an NFT in it, I don't think this is a story. I think this is just, they're selling an early access game. But because of the name and NFTs in there, and you're getting something like that. I mean, it's mentioned also in the article that this NFT isn't like something that people have been mining for because it's the equivalent of sending less than 3 emails. Which is that? I mean, I send more than that in a day. Sometimes I can send more than that an hour, every half an hour. So I think this is starting to get attention because an NFT has been made in there, which is obviously a hot topic for people who either hate it or they love it. So whichever side of the camp that you fall on, you're either super excited, or this is a game that's due to be banished from your brain as soon as it's come out. So, I mean, me personally, I want to play this game. If I get an NFT with it, I'm probably not going to do anything with it. how are you going to sell it in game? I mean, the normal NFTs you put onto, is it a Web3 series, Web3 website or something like that, and you can sell them on. Like, you're probably not going to be able to do that with this. It's just something like CS:GO skins where you're able to use them in game. Obviously, back in the day, you're able to potentially trade them for something that was better. I don't think that exists anymore. Again, I could be talking complete arse, but I feel like this is just someone paying for an early access game, getting an NFT, and then do whatever you want with it.
The interesting thing for me is, and this is obviously, I'm trying to get words from Dr. Disrespect's camp himself, because I admittedly, and I'm not ashamed to say so, I am quite against NFTs. I've always said I'm not against the principle of NFTs. You can find that on many scoops previously. I'm against the implementation of NFTs. I haven't found anything that makes me think, oh, well, that's beautiful, that's wonderful.
Mhm.
And the question that someone in the chat has once asked, which is the question that then sticks to me, is why is it an NFT though? Like, if Bibby's talking about early access exists already, why make it an NFT? Because there's environmental impacts and all the rest that come off that. Why not just do it the way that it's been done before? Why do you have to change it around? Anyway, so I'm naturally, I understand that I'm probably quite defensive when it comes to NFTs. So to give us a different perspective, let's see who Dr. Disrespect is promoting in terms of not who he's sponsored, but other people, naturally, brands out there will be responding to his content. He would then share the ones that he agrees with, that have the same mindset as him. So I'm looking at his Twitter feed here, and he's retweeted Modern Warzone, which is a Modern Warfare account that looks at obviously not just Modern Warfare, but other BR games as well. Anyway, they've tweeted, after looking into it further, it sounds like you've expanded the idea of a deluxe or collector's edition of a game and given it in-game tradable value as well as the ability to influence development. Not sure why people would be mad about that, besides it being called an NFT.
I agree with that.
Next up, there was another one. Let's see if I can find that one. From Jacob Hale, or Jake Haley, who is, I'll bring him back on screen again. If we have a look at his profile. He is esports gaming and online entertainment reporter at Deserto/Deserto Esports. He says, obviously still early days and we don't know everything yet, but what we've seen, I think, from what we've seen, I think Dr. Disrespect and 12am, which is Midnight Society, have their NFT integration perfect. It's entirely optional, treated like a proper membership pass, and ultimately provides some return on investment. On investment, not investment. That's Sean Connery, nice. The backlash is almost entirely from people who see the term NFT and immediately turn the tears on. Their main crutch to make complaints about the environmental factor is as good as completely nullified since it's on Polygon. There are serious conversations to be had around exactly how NFT/blockchain gaming can work, especially in these early days. In my opinion, there isn't much of a conversation to be had regarding Midnight Society's integration of NFTs. It's exciting to see what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what?
Yeah, that aligns with what I've said previously. Like, if again, like you mentioned before, you can go back and have a look at any of the other scoops where we talked about NFTs, and I think there is a place for them in the world, whether or not it's someone who's fucking destroying the environment by mining them or something like that. But to have a digital asset that you could use within a video game and be able to trade them within it for something that's cooler without you having to spend £20 on a battle pass and having to work your way through them if you just want that skin. You can either trade yours or for one that you don't like with somebody else, like a Panini sticker card back in the day or a Pokemon card. All that stuff, I think, is a viable option, and I think because of the name NFT, I don't know if they need to change the name of it for something that has the same value but is manufactured in a different way. I don't know if they need to change the name to separate them from that. But having this sort of stuff in the game does me no harm whatsoever. Like, it's not. I don't see this being an issue. I still think there's a way that we can sort NFTs out so that they're a viable option for people and it isn't damaging the environment. But I didn't even know that there were until like I didn't even know what they were until like a month ago, and they've been going for a long time. So it just shows how naive, negligent I am when it comes to stuff like this. But I'm still yet to see it in action, so I can't give my full back into this. But from the information that we've had and we've talked about for the last 5 minutes, I don't see this as being a bad thing. I think this is the best way we've seen an NFT being used. Without it, again, I said this for the fourth time now, destroying the environment. Because that seems to be the only stick that everyone wants to use to beat it. And obviously, it's a massive stick, but it's the stick that everyone always goes to. Like gambling in video games, save them from the kids. Do you know what I mean? It's the go-to response. Save the kids. This is save the environment. It's the biggest stick there is out there. So why not use it?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm just reading back through the comments here, and it's kind of balanced in this. What do you guys think? If anyone's watching this, what do you think? Are you against the idea of this? I mean, obviously that of this specifically, not NFTs in general, but of this. If you sign up as part of a community, you can get early access to the community Discord. You can speak to the developers. You can be involved in early access and in influencing the way that the game is developed. You will then get access to an NFT item that you can then choose to sell on at a later date and potentially earn profits. Is this bad sort of stuff? I mean, the interesting thing for me is the fact that they've put it in, and it's kind of like a non-committal. Like, you'll just get it, use it if you want it, don't use it if you don't, kind of thing. But does that start a foundation where, if they're putting NFTs into their first access community building, is there a scope that their entire community becomes around transactional interactions? So, right, okay. We know that you're only here for the gameplay stuff and to get close to the devs and help stuff. But we actually made shitloads of money off the NFT stuff. So everything that we're going to do now incorporates NFTs going forward. So that's my main issue here is, like, if they've negated the fact that there's very little carbon footprint when it comes to using NFTs in this system, then that's okay. That's a big hurdle gone. And if people could say, yeah, but why not just give people access to skins? And it's like, well, they are doing that, really. If you're not paying for the NFT and you're just getting given it for free, air quotes, as part of your subscription, obviously, same level as free as Game Pass, but then you can make money off it down the line. Is that a bad thing? So it's an interesting one. The main thing for me, though, was the comment within the article where it said, I don't know if I can find it. It was basically that that you aren't paying to be part of a community. You are where is it? I can't find the quote. It was basically talking about you're not paying to be a community. You are just it's just a way to take cash off people, which I do agree with, but it's a very, how do I put it? You're not going in blind in something. These are people that are already parts of communities anyway. Dr. Disrespect being on this project brings in an already established community. This isn't ground zero, day one community building. This is monetizing a community, which happens. Every community, in some way, shape, or form, gets monetized. I mean, we made you buy our hats, suckers. So yeah. So, like, but rightly or wrongly, for different reasons, communities get monetized, and this isn't just monetizing to be part of the community as such. I suppose it is as Midnight Society, but it's not as Dr. Disrespect. A lot of those people will be already monetized as part of YouTube subscriptions and donations and all sorts of other stuff anyway. So,
I mean, this could be a free-to-play game. I'm not too sure what the actual game is going to be or what it's going to consist of. It could be a free-to-play game, and if you want this Founders Edition where you do get an NFT in it, you're paying 50 sheets. Like, this game, the way that he's talked about it previously, has always enticed me anyway. The fact that there's an NFT in there isn't any more appealing to me than him being backing behind a game in the first place. So will I be the person that's going to be paying into the early access? Maybe. Depends if the stars align and I've got nothing to play at the time. It is a game that I'm more than willing to play, just as and when. I don't know. But if it's been out a year and it's in early access and it then becomes free to play and you want to get involved with it, then grinding through a battle pass is probably the best way for them to be able to try and get money back from you. I mean, there probably will be more stuff for you to be able to purchase within the game. That there probably will be doc skins in there, like they did with Rogue Company. Probably maps designed by him and things like that as well. So If it's not through an NFT, they'll get you money some other way.
I mean, I found the comment now that was talking about YouTuber Geeky Pastimes, which has created content around Midnight Sight in the past, suggested that the inclusion of a $50 membership that you can trade as an NFT would create the opposite of a community, a gold rush. Which, yeah, that's slightly different from what I was saying, and that is a good point there. Because, like, if you're looking to build a market-leading first-person shooter and you want solid feedback, so you're creating this platform where people can apply to be part of it, pay for a $50 membership, and jump in and then influence the development of your game. In reality, that's potentially a bad thing for the video game development, because rather than me and you going, okay, 50 quid to get the best FPS on the market, oosh, there's other people going, 50 quid to get something that was probably going to be worth a lot, and I don't give a fuck if it works out because I'm not going to play it. I'm here to just make some profit. That is a very good point, because you will get a lot of people, particularly as it's means tested. Your entrance into this community is means tested. They will look and see how worthy you are. Are you a large content creator? Okay, step right in. Or you just play video games but don't have a social footprint. Okay, you aren't actually worth that much to us. You stand at the back, and if we've got space left at the end, we'll probably throw you in about 9,800 and something, whatever. You might get in then. You might not, because 50,000 people have applied. It just depends whether you're a better gamer than them, kind of thing. But if you just, it comes into this like sort of top-down commercialist sort of, okay, well, I'm a content creator with how many thousands of subscribers and followers and stuff. So I will throw 50 quid in it just so that I'm in and can make a profit, because I'm an upper class citizen, so push me in, which is not community building. That is favoritism, elitism, and benchmarking.
Is that not just social media in a nutshell, though? I
Yeah.
mean, people are obviously paying.
You have to explain that a bit more,
£50.
because that's. What do you mean? Give me details.
Like the way that you're just explaining it, then if you are a content creator with like 2 million subscribers, you're paying you £50, you are probably going to be welcomed with open arms. But if you are a Twitch streamer that's an affiliate that may only have 4 or 5 people watching you, you're still paying you £50, but your £50 isn't as worth as much, which technically it's not.
No, I'm gonna jump in. No, that's not the same. That's different. That's if you wanted to be an affiliate or a partner of a brand, but not social media in general. And the idea of social media and community building is that you build a community, and a community is built off of common relativity. We all share the same thought, the same game, the same whatever, and we are all equal. Obviously, the brand side of it is different, and that's where this is saying it's different. It's not a community. This. In that sort of sense, because communities don't means test you before they let you in. Brand activations means test you before they let you in, and that's what this is. It's badged as a community, but it's more brand crossover stuff. So to get Twitch partnership, you are means tested, which is fine, because that is a commercial partnership. Non-commercial community stuff, we don't means test people before they join into our Discord, because that's a community kind of thing. So. No, I don't feel that's the same as all social community. Social media. I feel that's the same as branded social media. I think Bibby needs some coffee, says JMK. Touche. Okay, let me jump back through the comments.
I still think there is the people's values are completely different, though, even though they do spend the same amount of money.
When you say values, which values? As in someone's worth or what someone believes in?
Both. Because my £50 is completely different to your £50 because you are more popular than I am.
Well,
and your community, as I see you, would be worth more than mine as Bibby. Do you know what I mean? Even though we pay the same, so there is still favoritism.
Yeah, but they would be and they wouldn't be, depending on the stance. So me as Graham and you as Bibby are two individuals, but Ice Cream Uploads as a larger community that has a Twitch partner channel and stuff like that is something different. But to a community, that's one voice, effectively. To a brand partnership, that is someone that has access to multiple voices, which is different. Communities can feed into other communities, but then it needs to be community. You either speak as one overall voice, or you speak as a group of voices. You don't just become one voice that's more inflated, which is kind of what this is. Geeky Pastimes has said that it does make it into a bit of a gold. I mean, it's an interesting one. Let me jump back through the comments anyway, because we probably spent a bit too much time on this one already. I've lost my mouse.
I knew it would be a good talking point, and it's something that I actually did want as the lead story, but I just couldn't fit it into something that, one, was clickbaity, and two, would actually look good on a social asset. So my brain just isn't fucking working. So I was like, nope, we'll choose something else.
It should have just had top line confirmed, second line Dr. Disrespect, third line hates you. There you go.
Something like that, yeah.
What? It could just be me, but I'm all actually at the end of the day, it's someone's money, and if it's up to them how they spend it. The issue is if I see people go down the line, it could start a trend for games in the future, which doesn't suit all gamers. I agree with that one. Like I'm a big fan of early access and betas and stuff like that. I mean, that's the game I play more than anything is PUBG, and that was not necessarily the first one to do that, but it was the first one that properly did that in a way that transcended into my genres. So PUBG and Fortnite and BRs were breakout into mainstream early access stuff that had been happening on PC for fucking 10 years before. This is doing that, but charging people for the facility to do that, which is...
arguably though, it is still it's a practice that's been there forever, but without having. It's an early access game, and you're paying for an early access to be part of a community. Like it's just one of those. I don't think this is anything new.
No, I don't think it is. I still doesn't mean that I have to agree with it. Like
yeah, of course.
Early access.
Fucking hell, DayZ, for instance, is the biggest fucking fraudulent thing that I've ever seen in my life. And I say that with my chest. That was fucking horrendous for the first 4 years. And it's not much better now, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I was one of the people who heavily invested into that game through time and money when it first came out, buying it on Armour, then moving on to a standalone version, which I think at the time was like 45 quid. It was in early access for like 4 years.
Garbage.
It probably still is in early access. Like,
see that
I've been through this shit before. Like, this isn't my first rodeo.
That's bad for me. That's bad for me, because like early access is you are mobilizing communities for developmental reasons. That's the whole basis of early access. However, someone decided to start making early access into a commercial element, or we'll give you access to the beta early as long as you pay for the Super Deluxe Special Edition. And it's more of that, which is arguably bad. If you pre-order and throw your money, we will all say pre-ordering is a risk. If you pre-order something before you play it, there's a good chance you'll get Cyberpunk on day one. It's not guaranteed. Sometimes you won't. And sometimes you'll get a No Man's Sky where you get Cyberpunk on day one, but then they turn it around. Sometimes you won't. Fine. But this is that. But with just a little bit of celebrity to it. If they didn't have the likes of Dr. Disrespect and throwing AAA around on this, they wouldn't have people throwing in. So this feels a bit like... what's the word? Not manipulation. It feels like they're abusing that power to me. I would rather have someone going, okay, we want you to be part of a community. We want you to spend in, and we'll give you all these different... But we want a proper dedicated community of people that will help us make the biggest, the best game. But no, it's there's a big basis on, okay, you've got to pay into a community where you will get something that will help you earn and stuff. And it's the gold rush element that Geeky Pastimes, there we go. Yeah, said. Anyway, I'll put a pin in that because we do have a bunch of comments. It could just be me, but I'm always skeptical about people of influence backing stuff right at the gate, because I always think, what are you getting out of it? Because it wouldn't be the first time someone's getting something out of it in a third-hand kind of way, so they don't have to declare it. I mean, the doc fully is earning off this, so I don't mind him backing this, because he's always been interested in video game development and pushing the genre. So him being behind this is purely for his own benefit. He can be honest with that, because his character is based around honesty. I'm here to make 7-figure sums. I want $10 million minimum for this deal. He's always been quite money and loud and vocal focused, so that works for him. Which I actually don't mind, because he can say, yeah, I'm doing this stuff. We'll put NFTs and stuff in because it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, and I can earn a shitload of money. He could say that, but nobody else would. So I don't mind him being on it. I do agree about celebrity endorsement stuff. So the doc being involved in NFTs and being open and honest with it is a bit different from Troy Baker being involved in NFTs and just telling people to stop being bitches and
Like
just get
any
behind it.
footballer currently, like
Yeah,
John Terry, Sean
exactly.
Wright Phillips, and
Fucking what?
fucking send him under.
Gino De Campo. Fucking, he's got
Yeah.
an NFT of his face that popped up yesterday on our Slack. I was like, nope, get the fuck out of here.
Outrageous.
I strongly disagree with that. Most games with monetization are built from the ground up, designed to push you into spending. Ubisoft and their busy work designed to pile on the grind to make you want to spend, to skip the excessive grind to Star Wars Battlefront, throw you into lobbies with the characters you desire. I debate whether spend is optional in a large percentage of games anymore. I can't find the comment that Tito made. Oh no, that was Tito responding. There we go. Okay. When games were built with microtransactions alongside as entirely optional, fine, but now they're the foundation of whole games design. I agree with that in some extents. I feel like some games are getting away, like PUBG, for example. I think PUBG is blessed by the fact that it's not fashionable right now. And when I say that, I mean like the 750 quid skins minimum to get your contraband weapons pushed out to full level kind of thing. If PUBG was very popular, that would have been picked up by the press because it's horrific. And there is no way that you can get that weapon unless you're incredibly lucky. And when I say incredibly lucky, I mean to impossible extents of incredibly lucky. There's no way that you can get that weapon and get that fully maxed out just by playing the game without investing currency. You can't unlock it through any form of other progression. It is entirely paywalled. That sort of stuff is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So yeah, there is some of that going on. And some games are trying to do that. Some games aren't, though. Whilst that happens, you do get the Epics and the Fortnites of the world that are trying to entirely rid the world of that sort of shit and make the metaverse enabling people to spend more, but in ways that are sustainable and right, not just because we want the money that you've earned. So I agree and I don't agree. Anyway, your points surrounding trends, 100% everything is a line in the sand and is constantly shifting. Paid DLC, microtransactions, NFTs, greed is limitless. Bean says, sorry for the WhatsApp ping. I did see it, GG's on a win. I closed it down though. Timeless says, to a degree, but that goes down the psychological route. I guarantee we've all spent money when we didn't want to and felt bad for doing so. So is it optional? Timeless says, my point is NFT work for companies. If NFTs work for companies, other companies will likely pick up on that and use the model down the line for other games, creating a trend. See, I'm not against NFTs. I feel like they should be investigated as long as we can get rid of the fucking environmental tragedies and stuff like that, and make them be, if they feed into cryptocurrency, which is Wild West environment. I shit my pants. Fucking hell, Drew. But it's Wild West currency. It's not regulated by banks and shit like that. It's the fact that we covered the other day, some dude wanted to sell something for $1 million and sold it for $non-$1 million because he clicked one button wrong, shows that there is a function there, but it doesn't quite work properly yet. So I'm not against NFTs, and I'm on board with them being developed, but properly. DayZ on Arma 2 was wicked. I hate early access. It's a lie. It's late access for people who don't pay. I mean, that's that thing though. Early access historically was for people that either wanted to pay less or just get it for free. Early access used to be, okay, when the game comes out, it's going to cost 45 quid. If you pay 20 quid now, you will get it broken, but we will fix it together. And that was what early access used to be. It wasn't, okay, everyone else is going to get it for 40 quid. If you spend 80 quid, you can get it first. But it's broken. Because the broken bit is a key thing about it, but that gets left off now in the marketing beats. Money isn't an equal entirety in life, unfortunately, but it influences a lot of people and companies. The issue with that is it can put strain on people's finances or exclude them entirely. It's digital. They ain't going to sell out. Yeah, digital scarcity. What a concept. You can limit anything in life, even digital items. Yes, it's optional because you choose to spend the money. You control your eagerness engagement with a product. Companies are there to get you to spend money. That's their job. 90% of the skins they release are shit. Touche. It's up to you whether you spend that money. I opened 21 crates today in PUBG. None of the money was mine. It was from a competition I won. I got 4 silver crates and the rest were all blacks. Bits in it. I bought one using the coupons and got gold. LMAO. Fuck's sake. Timeless. I missed the times. I had to get a demo of the game on a CD. And then David says, I wasn't on about the doc. I'm on about the other guy who seems to be doing the hard sell. It's perfectly implemented where NFTs are that new and even established transaction companies are wary of them because they're unknown quantity, because there are too many flaws. I don't think, I mean, that guy was a news writer. I don't think he was endorsing it. He was something Hale, Jacob Hale, I've still got it open, Jacob Hale from Deserto.com. Deserto is a news outlet. So he saying they are perfectly balanced, I think that's him trying to add a little bit of balance to the whole argument, where a lot of people, I think he used something like, as soon as people see the words NFT, they have tears, which is a fair statement, I will say. I mean, most of the time people are having tears because it's justified. But what he was trying to say is that there's actually a bit more balance to this. As soon as you see NFT, you go, fuck this shit. You're not giving it the full examination that it deserves. Anyway, I think we're going to have to pull things to a close there. We do have 2 more articles. Do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna quickly fly through the titles of these, because I don't think they're articles that really deserve delaying. One of them is the fact that Elden Ring has 12 million copies sold worldwide, which is kind of self-explanatory.
Outrageous.
Massive game. 12 million copies for just another Souls game that's just fucking massive, that everyone wants to play, that's doing really well. I mean, everyone but me wants to play. So yeah, GG's to, is it From Software? I always forget.
Yeah.
From Software, GG's From Software for Elden Ring. 12 million copies sold worldwide. And then finally, we're going to talk about, I'll put this one on screen because it just makes it a little bit easier to digest. Xbox Game Pass March lineup concludes with Shredder's Weird West, Crusader Kings III, and more. So the March lineup of games has been revealed for the Xbox Game Pass and features a decent selection of games. So there you go. These are the games that are going to be added to Xbox Game Pass. It includes Crusader Kings III, Weird West, and Shredders, among some other notable additions. And it usually tells you what's leaving as well. Okay, finally, F1 2021 is coming in March as well. So if you want to play Lotus and some Formula One, get yourself EA Play / Game Pass Ultimate, and you can play them there. Nice, nice. Okay.
Lotus going to rip it up.
I can't actually see what's leaving, so this article doesn't show you what is leaving. It usually has a, and conversely, these are what's coming to Game Pass, these are what's leaving. But there you go. Those are the games that are coming to Game Pass. So there you go. News covered. A little bit of a recap for those that may have been late in. We started things off talking about a new EA patent, which should make servers better going forward. Then we spoke about EA not having EA Play Live 2022. Their live event in the summer is not going ahead, so do expect to see EA probably embedded in other conferences a little bit more. Dr. Disrespect Studio, Midnight Society is working on a AAA first-person shooter, and it's confirmed that will have early access NFTs. So if you want early access to that game, to that community, and help development, then you can do, but it will cost you $50 for an NFT if you're valuable enough to get one. And then Elden Ring is smashing it with 12 million sales, and new games are coming to Game Pass. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of The Scoop. You are beautiful, beautiful people. Don't forget that we are going to be back tonight, though. Myself and the Triggermeister will be jumping on into all of the PUBG. Me and Lotus will be in PUBG tonight running some duos. Are you jumping in for some games, babe? You know you've got the PUBG bug. You jumping in? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? Is that a yeah? That's a yeah. I think that's a yeah.
I'm still mortified that I've only played a very small slither of WWE. So if there's any game that I'm playing, Graham, it will not be PUBG. It will be WWE.
Crashing PUBG. Do you know what? It's actually fine now. I updated the game this morning. They released a patch like, I don't know, midnight-ish or something like that. I don't know when it actually came out. Pretty late on yesterday. Anyway, the game works fine now on PS5. They just completely ballsed it up for 48 hours, but it's back to normal now. So the games are going ahead as planned. I know Beans TV is around later on tonight as well. So
hello.
So I might be jumping in for a few games with Beans. Obviously, Lotus, we can run some duos and then squads or squads all the way, whatever. We'll see it, but we'll play games either way. And then Bib's going to jump in as well once he puts WWE the cruise phase. I don't think Bibbs is playing tonight. No, I don't think he's interested. Honestly, I don't think he loves us enough.
I'm gonna have a nice warm bath and then get in bed. I think tonight. I think that's my plan of action as soon as I walk through the door.
Confirmed. I now only follow ICU for half of the team. Kappa, nice one.
Thank God for that.
How many times will you crash tonight, G? None. I played it earlier on and it was okay. It was okay. No crashes. Me and Beans played on on Monday night, and we had 11 crashes in 3 games. 2 games we lost because the game crashed, and we ended up dying to the blue before we got back in. So it was bad. Literally, like I was saying the other day, that it was worse than day one console PUBG. And people going, yeah, do you remember day one console? I was like, I played day one console PUBG. It was fucking horrible. However, I played day one console PUBG. This was unplayable, so therefore worse. Yes, the textures when it rendered looked better. The frames were crap as feck, but you managed to finish the game back then. I mean, you still got some issues where you go to a building and then something would just appear and you'd be half merged into the wall or something like that. Don't get me wrong, that wasn't enjoyable, but you could still play around those. You couldn't play around what it was yesterday and the day before. So yes, it was 100% worse than day one. Xbox PUBG 100%. And I say Xbox there not because Xbox is shitter, but just because it came out first. So Xbox had to do a lot of the guinea pig stuff. Anyway, so yeah, tonight I will be on from about 6:30 with Lotus playing some PUBG. We won't have a stream tomorrow, but we will have a stream. 2 streams on Friday, in fact. We'll be playing some PUBG on Friday evening, and we'll also have the scoop earlier on in the day as well, where me and Bib have one final scoop of the week. Nice.
Yeah.
And then into the weekend, Bibby will be. Are you WWE in on Sunday?
Yes, a fucking course.
Goddamn right. He loves having a handheld mic. Fucking, you need.
I do. I actually do though. Like, I was actually going to get that USB one, just fuck this one off, and just sit here, just like I'm about to drop off. You know, a beautiful mixie.
I mean, you need the head back, hand up in the air, like tongue wagging like the Rock. Smell. Ow! What the bib is cooking. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to finish up. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for dropping in the stream. Do stick around. Stream. Nice. Do stick around because we are going to raid one of our friends, though. We appreciate it if you stick around for the raid, because not only do you get channel points for you, but we get to help out a buddy, which is always nice. By the way, I love the new image of Bib on the schedule. I mean that. Irish Bibbit, Seamus Bibbit. What you're on about edited? That was literally we just whipped out the camera and took a picture of Bibby with the belt the other day. So yeah, nice. I've played a couple of games and 0 crashes. 8 kill solo squad game, by the way. Nice, sir. So you're saying we chasing crates with squad mates? Ooh. Something like that. Land and wait for 60 seconds for everything to render and load. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shit, nice. There's a weapon. Oh. All the walls are popping. I'm stuck under the staircase. Fine, you can't even get me. Nope, I'm just stuck in the... Good news, I've got level 3 helmet and a scar. The bad news, I'm stuck in the military base staircase. So yeah, you go play the rest of the game without me. Bye! The days of getting... there you go. The days of getting stuck on the stairs rendered that made you stuck. Yeah, there you go. Literally exact same thing I've just been talking about then. Yep, 100%. Let's, guys, if you smell what the bib is cooking. Do you know what the bib is cooking? Because I don't. Bib, do tell us. What are you cooking?
Ham and cheese butties today, Graham.
Nice. That was me going. Is there anything else you'd like to add, by the way?
Yeah. I just really wanted to say what I've got for my butties that I'm super excited about eating in a minute. But
pot noodles, bacon, better bacon.
Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of The Scoop. We'll be live again on Friday, so that's one show left for you to be able to shape this week. So if you want to help shape that show, 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Rolls across all major social media profiles, or get involved with our Discord. All we need from you is URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We'll then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will be at what time on Friday, Mr. Graham Day?
On the very nose, we will be live at 10 a.m. ish. Lotus had ham and cheese toasties for lunch. Oh, there's a surprise. Cheese on toast. Nice. I've got some form, I think it's like lemon and garlic chicken stuff. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. And then either meatballs or burgers for tea tonight. I think it's meatballs. It's usually burgers. Burgers is a good pre-chasing crates with mates food because I can eat it whilst we're getting live. Just one-handed. Nice. But meatballs is what Chloe wants, so maybe meatballs.
I had lasagna last night. That was lovely.
I had lasagna last night.
Did
nice. You? Yeah, leftover lasagna, mind. We had it on Monday and Tuesday, so there you go.
Ooh, bloody hell, how big was lasagna?
If you're making lasagna, you got to make it worthwhile. So yeah, we always make
the rest of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Big old. I had slim chickens. Oh, Tito. No, it's not wanker. Welcome in. Proud to bring you into this chicken-based community. Nice. Obviously, you can have non-meat-based chicken as well too if you want, but that's just weird. I mean, everyone's. Okay, we're only joking. On that bombshell, we appreciate you for dropping in. Thank you very, very, very much. We are going to find someone to raid, so do stick around for the raid. Don't go anywhere. Drop over, spam all of the ICU emotes, and that's it from us. Until next time, have a good day. And Bibby and his throatable microphone's got a message for you.
Stay frosty.
I expected much more throaty, but stay frosty.